Hello again. So in this video we're going to try and make a tool. Let's see how it goes, shall we? So on the bench here we have got to make this here tool, some angle, some flat bar. So let's talk more about the tool. So on the car I've been struggling with a so you bend a 90 on the steel, and then if you try and then make a curve, it's just I can't do it. There's lots of people out there that probably can, but no. So ideally you need to shrink that 90, which will then give you a curve on the steel. So we're going to try and make one of those shrinkers. Now I'm trying to copy the guys from Make It Customs. They did one. They are very good at all things metal. Go and check out their channel, and see if we can make one that's half as good as theirs, and I think we'll be cooking on gas. Let's give it a go. Okay, so I've marked out this angle. I mean, if you want to copy this, you're more than welcome to. So I've made this 50mm or 5 centimeters or 2 inches, depending on where you're from and what money you're talking. This is that width, so that's going to be the squisher. So we need 2 bits exactly the same length. So I'm going to try and cut something in a straight line. So there's the 2 bits of angle. So now the next job is to clean these up. I've actually cut them in a straight line. It's taking this material down about halfway, maybe finger thickness at the bottom. That is where your thin piece of metal or your steel that you're wishing to shrink is going to get squashed between these 2 bits. So I'm going to do that now. Right, so this is what I'm left with. Now the next job is to trim. No, it's not to trim. It's to drill in the centre of here. Let's use a pencil. Let's use a pointy stick here. Look. In the centre here. So that'll give you a pivot point. So essentially you're going to have a piece of flat bar here that is going to be coming and crimping the metal, which will be between here. So the metal will be laying across the top, and then, argument's sake, pretend that's in there, that's your bar, and you're coming down, crimp, 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 shrink, shrink, shrink. Okay, let's get that drilled then. Okay, drilled out. So now next job is to drill the flat piece, which is going to be your handle and your crimper all in one. Right, this is the bit where it gets a bit confusing, especially for my brain. I'll show you where we're at. I'll kind of put it together. Right, let's flip the old camera around. Okay, so this is it together. So what they do is you've got to trim out. So I've marked the maximum it would want to go in, which is 90 degrees. So then you end up needing to, I mean, I'm guessing a bit here, we're not doing any sort of measurements. Probably here. So then you're going to be removing this lot here. I think that's right. I really need to get myself a freaking Sharpie. Okay, I like to show mistakes and all on this channel. So here we go. So the way my brain was working was arse about face. So I've ended up cutting it completely in the wrong. That's completely the wrong angle. That should be going that way. Basically like that. So I'm going to have to start again here, I think. Okay, kind of managed to save the balls up a bit here. So I flip this handle round. Okay, so we've got that angle now. So there's the deepest bit on the inside, which is what we should have. Now the fun is going to begin to get this bit, get this at the right angle. So you want the deepest bit on the outside. I think this is right. So you then need to take material off like this, if that makes sense. So you're getting deeper on the inside of here. I think that's right. So just go with it and see what happens. I think that's the best way to wing it. Okay, so that's the inside. Don't know if it will focus that well because it's shiny, and the outside's got a bit of a chamfer on it as well, but it is going thick to thin. Okay, so I'm going to put that together, maybe have a little look, see how the bar is going to go in there, because we must have to do a bit of a chamfer on this edge, I would imagine, here, because that's not going to do it much good going through the metal like that. So I'd imagine we're going to have to at least roll this over a little bit. So I'll just do that quickly, put it together, and maybe we'll test it out, see if it does anything. Might end up like a metal shearer rather than a crimper, but let's see what happens. Okay, so this is essentially it. Not too sure about the gapping yet because the wash is in the middle, but I'm just gonna give it a whirl and see what it does. So hopefully we can squash a nice triangle crimp into a flange. Hopefully. If it works, I'm going to weld a piece of box section to the bottom of this, so then it can be easily mounted in the vise, because now it's wobbling around. It looks like it's going to smash through my damn window at the minute because she's a bit too big. So I'm going to go get myself a beer and come back to it tomorrow. just trim this up about 20mm. So that's the sort of biggest flange I think you'd probably want. And this is quite literally the first test. No idea whether it's going to work. I'm hoping it's going to. Let's see what happens, shall we? Here we go. Oh, it's doing something. It's definitely doing something. Right. Oh, yep, we've got little folds there, look. So we have semi-success. Can we go semi-success? So if I cut another piece of steel, I'll fold a 90 on it, and then we'll see what it does then. Okay, so we've got a 90 here. Let's give it a whirl, see what happens. Not looking too bad. Wow. Oh, look. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm after. Does kind of remind me of a pie tin. There's another trick these guys use now. Let's see if we can zoom this camera out. Okay, yeah, so there's another trick these guys use. If you clamp a piece of bar between these points and then close in these folds, slowly close these in, the metal's got nowhere to go other than being crushed by force back in here. So I'm going to give that a whirl now and see what happens. But we've got a nice curve. See if we can get rid of the pie tin crinkles, shall we? And then we go from there. Okay, there we are. Look, it is going. We've still got a nice bit of curve that we started off with. And it hasn't split either. I would have said, I mean, I ain't no genius, but I would have said it's probably not far from splitting. So yeah. I'm going to carry on, see if I can refine it a bit more. So I've just done a quick example of, so this bit has been clamped. Obviously we were folding this back in. This bit has been hammered out but not clamped. Can you see what I mean? It's just gone straight. So you definitely need to hold it. Okay guys, we are on the full refinement stage now. Going to tack this rather substantial box section to the bottom. I am well chuffed with this. So now we have got, oh, I'll just show you, just to show you, a mega heavy duty mount. It's all welded on the box section. It's got all nicely rounded corners for health and safety. This would test the old skill with the grinder, see if I can put a little cross-hatch grip on it. See what happens. Can't make it any worse, can you?